Hi there, I'm Meredith Carter with Meredith Carter Health and Wellness. In my last video, I shared with you meal planning ideas on how to end the 6 o'clock scramble for good food at your house. If you haven't, make sure you go and watch the video and download the recipe. I told you in that video that in this next video in the series, I was going to talk about traveling with kids. Now, I have to admit something. I changed my mind. I want you to get the best information. Traveling with kids is part of my program, but I wanted you to have the juicier tidbit this time so you can take actions right away and change your kids' lives. Answer this for me. Have you ever made a new recipe, a new healthier alternative, a meal that included something, that the kids just might not be too used to? Maybe it had broccoli in it or cooked carrots or kale. What did they say? Did they turn up their nose and complain? Did they whine? Or if you have little kids, did they cry? Are they so-called picky eaters who refuse to try anything that is green or doesn't come from a box? As parents, haven't we all been there? It's so stinking frustrating. You feel like you have to be a short order cook to keep them all happy. I'm here to help. And I want to make mealtime enjoyable. You see, when I changed the way I cooked, there was a lot of complaining, lots of whining, and my oldest, who could drive, would actually go to the store, buy his own food like frozen pizza and Hot Pockets, bring it home, and cook it for lunch. It was so frustrating, actually infuriating. I actually wrote him one afternoon a Post-it note and put it on the refrigerator that said, "Mark my words, on this date," which was January 19th, 2011, "you will miss me and my cooking and the good food I provide for you next year. Love, Mom." I just knew that I could get through to him, make him realize how much better his body felt off the crap. I knew I needed to educate him more and keep introducing foods and stand firm in my decision to have real, nourishing foods here for them to eat versus the processed alternatives. I will admit it has not been easy, but again, I can tell you that I am here to support you and your family so you don't have to make the same mistakes I did. Things have changed here at the Carter house. Following through on the tips I'm going to share with you helped. Now meals are filled with real ingredients. We usually have a salad. They're nourishing things we can all pronounce. My kids actually will order salads now at restaurants. And, green smoothies are normal for us at breakfast. Now, don't get me wrong. They actually, we all sometimes have crap. We throw in a frozen pizza or we run through the Golden Arches. But now we call that a splurge. It's kind of humorous to hear them talk to their friends or to each other on why they're choosing a salad or how they feel after eating fast food. My hard work, it's paid off. They have that foundation now to make wiser choices for their bodies, and it will last them a lifetime. I have developed the Healthy Happy Kids transformation just for this reason. I am passionate about supporting and educating other parents on why. The reason why we prepare and buy nourishing foods. You see, it's part of my bigger plan. I want you to enjoy meals and, actually all the time spent with your family while teaching them a lifetime of good habits for healthier living. So let's get to the nitty-gritty. I hear you. You're saying, "Oh, Meredith, I get it. I know I should feed them better, but it's just so stinking hard. It takes a lot of time to cut up those vegetables and make alternatives to the standby meals I've been preparing for years. They're like old habits. And I don't have the time. And if I did have the time, when I do it, they just complain and whine. They just want the junk food." Like I said before, I get it. But I have found a few things that make the changes easier for everyone. Here's the first one. Make changes slowly. Take baby steps. Pick one thing you can change today. Like, maybe switching out white bread for whole grain bread. Brown rice instead of white rice. Adding a new grain like the fast cooking quinoa. After you're watching this video, make sure you look below in my newsletter for a few bonus tips I have included to getting you started right away. I have in that my top 5 foods that are an easy swap. Go ahead, make a few changes over the next few weeks to get them used to trying new things. Talk to them and tell them why or what your motivation is to the change. You're doing it for them. It comes because you love them. Go very slowly and make the changes an evolving process. There's no rush, and it does take some patience. The number 2 thing I can tell you is provide excellent choices. Stock your refrigerator and your cupboards with excellent food, fresh, healthy, whole food choices. When all the food in the house is food you feel good about serving your family, you can eliminate many of the battles. You cannot expect to keep junk food and sugary items around the house and not be badgered, especially if you break down and they see you eating those items. So, the third thing I can tell you is be firm. This is the hardest part. What is served is served. Do not make the mistake or continue preparing separate meals for your kids. If your child or your husband refuse to eat one of the new foods, encourage them to take 1 or 2 small bites and then no more. Just don't even bring it up. Give it no attention at all. A great idea to avoid the untouched plate is to offer a sure winner at each meal. This is a simple side dish that your family likes. It could be plain whole wheat noodles with a little butter, or brown rice with some olive oil and salt and pepper, or maybe some baked potato sweet fries. So, now that we've made the change, what are meals like at our house? Well, remember that Post-it note I had written for my oldest? Well, last year he went away to college, and one of the first requests for Christmas was a small blender to make green smoothies. Recently we went to a grocery store in Omaha, and I enjoyed watching him choose the grass-fed beef. And it could have been because I was paying, but watching him load his cart with the yummy, bright, colorful foods, it made my weekend. I have developed the Healthy Happy Kids 8-week transformation from junk food to whole food for you and your family. I want you to experience the joys of feeding them the foods that make them healthier and thrive for years to come. Some of you might want to find out more or go deeper, and as promised, I will let you know how to do that very soon. I want you to look for an audio recording early next week in your inboxes. I know how busy we are. The kids are out of school, so it will be very short and sweet and very easy to listen to at home or on the go. I will give the details about my awesome, I'm so excited for the Healthy Happy Kids 8-week transformation, and also provide a few more tips on taking your family from junk food to whole food without a family revolt. Now again, make sure you check out the tips that are below in my newsletter. They are easy and they're quick ways to start as soon as possible changing the way your family eats. Also, I want you to feel free to share this video and or my newsletter to family and friends. And if you feel the need, comment or email me back any of the quick tips you might have on easy changes we can make for our families' well-beings. Until next week, I wish you health and wellness. Bye-bye.